Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a review of Brimstone by Callie Hart. Brimstone is the second book in the, I don't actually know if this has a series title, but the Quicksilver trilogy by Callie Hart. I read Quicksilver a year ago and Brimstone just came out in November, so I got that read. I think it's called the Fae and Alchemy series trilogy. If you haven't read Quicksilver, Quicksilver is about this human named Ceres. She's living in the city of Zilvarin, and they have a queen who is literally horrible. She's living in this terrible slum area where they barely get to drink a glass of water a day. She makes it to the palace where she discovers this pool of Quicksilver, which is like a liquid metal, and she's able to pull a sword that was in there, which awakens the Quicksilver, and she's transported to a Fae realm. And I'm not going to go further than that because I don't really want to spoil anything. Now, we're going to get into the spoiler-free review of Brimstone, and then once I'm done with that, I'm going to go into an actual spoilery kind of my thoughts review of Brimstone. So my rating of Brimstone, 1, I'm very easy to please. So take my rating with a grain of salt. Some people didn't love it as much as I did. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. I think I actually on Goodreads and Storygraph might have given it a 5-star because I rounded up from like a 4.5, but I would say between 4 and 4.5 just to be safe. There is spice in this book if that's your thing. I think I'd probably rate it like a 3.5 pepper if you guys understand what that is. There is some spice. Brimstone picks up a couple days after Quicksilver ends. If you remember how Quicksilver ends, it's with her beheading Malcolm, the head vampire, and then basically becoming the queen of Sansaroth, which is like the vampire court. Ceres is now half Fae, half vampire because I think she was killed and went and spoke to the gods, and they brought her back as half Fae, half vampire. I really enjoyed this because you're introduced to a whole new kind of world building. You get the whole lore and background of the vampire court, which we did not get in Quicksilver. And I really liked seeing that a little bit more. I did feel like this whole second book, almost up until probably 65%, was like all kind of vampire court. There were new characters introduced into this one, which I really enjoyed. I liked those characters. We also got 2 POVs in this book. We have Kingfisher's POV and we also have Ceres's POV. And I love a dual MMC and an FMC, male main character and a female main character. I love getting those point of views, especially when they are in love. So I always love getting men written by women. Just so good. There are some really good friendship relationships in this book that I didn't see coming, and I really, really enjoyed that as well. I felt like Brimstone was pretty easy to follow. There were maybe a couple of plot holes or just some things that didn't quite make so much sense, which this is the second book in a trilogy, so hopefully we'll get answers in the third book, so I'm not really putting much stock into that at the moment. But you can expect to see Ceres grow as a main character, as a queen, as a fae, and grow into her power and confidence, and I really had a fun time reading that. For the most part, I felt like it moved a little bit slowly. Like I said, a lot of the vampire court was a big chunk of this book, and I felt like it just moved along a little bit slow. But once you got to that 60-point mark, it really started to move things. And also once I finished the book, I appreciated how much time we spent in the vampire court because of certain events that happened later on in the book. That is my spoiler-free-ish review of Brimstone. And now we're going to get into some more of my thoughts, and it's going to be a little less spoiler-free. So keep that in mind. I loved the friendship of Carrion and Kingfisher. When they go to Zilvarin to go get Hayden, their banter, their camaraderie just really was so funny, and Kingfisher starts to really respect Carrion, and I just really enjoyed that. I also enjoyed their like capture almost, and how they had to get out of that, and just their like how they had to trust each other and rely on each other. I enjoyed it so much. Carrion is just, oh, he is like, if you like those Riddick characters where they're goofy but they're loyal, but they're strong, and I love that. He's so funny, and I really hope that he grows into that leader, that ruler, because he's the true king or the true heir, and it's kind of that reluctant leader trope, and I really hope that he grows into it. I really liked seeing Taladeus in this book. I thought that he would maybe turn evil. He did not, which I appreciate. I did not see the whole killing all the vampires and himself trying to with the potion. I did not see that coming at all, because I was getting really skeptical or suspicious when he wanted to cut ties with Cerys and get rid of the, what do they call that? Almost like a leash, his hold over Cerys. So I was getting skeptical, getting a little suspicious of him, and I'm so glad it turned out the way that it did. It's very interesting now with the vampire court going to be like completely gone. I don't, like, she's still technically queen over that area. I don't know. What's her leadership really going to be like? Or is she going to create a new court kind of thing that has both Fae and vampire, and then they can go against Belicon and Madra later? I don't know. I really thought it was sweet though when she made him a god sword after they had escaped the Winter Palace. No, not the Winter Palace. What's the palace that Kingfisher lives at? I can't think of what it's called. Is it the Winter Palace? Maybe. When they escaped there because of the rot coming, she and Tal had such a sweet moment on the cliffside, and I loved that so much. The dream walking was really cool. I wonder if that's going to come into play in the next book a little bit more, or if she'll actually be able to take herself out of where she's at and physically go to where they're at in the dream, or if this is just kind of something fun to throw in there. It was very neat though that they were in a very physical sense in this dream. I mean, she did kind of go in there when with the Hazarax. That was a dream, right? Getting the book or the thing from his mom. I don't know. I just thought that was a really cool aspect, and I kind of hope there's more to it. I don't know whose power that is, if it's Cerys's or if it's Kingfisher's half god power. Can we talk about that? Kingfisher is half a god because his dad must be Styx, right? Like the cliffhanger when they're in Diaxis, they've confronted the dragon, and then these guys come and get them to take them to like their court or whatever, and then Cerys is like, yeah, these guys are gonna kill us. And then Kingfisher's like, go get our dad. And Cerys is just like, huh? And it ends. So, there's so much. I'm so excited. That was such a fun cliffhanger. And I just like, there's so many questions. And now I feel like I just need to reread both books to get more context and see if I can catch on any of these little hints that he's half a god in the first two books. Also, Kingfisher's name, I did not like it. It was very meh. And also, I felt like it took me out of the story a little bit when Cerys just immediately started referring to him by his name and then giving him a nickname. It was really weird to me. So I didn't like that. I like Kingfisher, so I will be referring to him as Kingfisher till the series is done. The Hazarax was cool. I really liked that character. I'm curious if they'll come into play more. They're just kind of watching. Are they kind of a half god too, maybe? Like, why do they just want to watch Cerys? Why do they just want to watch Malcolm? Like, who is it? And like, what do they want with the vampire court? Because that's where they're a part of. And like, that's who they're watching. So what do they really want? And it was kind of cool with like the unbreaking rune that it had gifted Ceres, but I feel like she kind of wasted it. Not that keeping Onyx alive is a waste, but it just felt kind of pointless to me. Bellicon, I thought Bellicon would be in this more than he was. And Madra wasn't even mentioned. Like, Malcolm is hopefully dead. Who knows? Because beheading Bellicon didn't kill him, so did really beheading Malcolm kill him? But I know, like, maybe Vampire versus Fae is a little bit different. I don't know. The Knoll Blades. What makes them a Knoll Blade? What is it? Like, is there another metal? It's like they're kryptonite almost. Like, what's this metal that is in these Knoll Blades that is making them so dangerous? Brimstone, anticlimactic. It's with all the sprites, the fire sprites. I don't know. Are we gonna get any more Brimstone? Although now that's why they're kind of down in Diaxis, so I don't know why I just said that. That's the whole point of going there, is to get Brimstone. I'm gonna wrap this up. The feeders, creepy. They don't die. They're kind of gross. Those are my thoughts. Did you love it? Did you hate it? If you have any other thoughts that you want to, like, or theories you want to brainstorm with me, I would love that. I am recording a video. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. So, anyway, we'll leave that as it is. That was my review. I loved it. I'm easy to please. But would love to talk more if somebody has thoughts. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.